Our first guest is a South Florida MD that specializes in aesthetics. I am so excited to speak with him today. Please help me to introduce Dr. Hamadiya.
Hi, you said my name correct. Yes. Good start.
All right, awesome. So one of the main reasons when I was doing my research and I learned a little bit about you is I see that you specialize in family medicine as an MD. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how you guys kind of got started?
Yeah, for sure. So disclaimer, this is all improvised. I did my training in family medicine. I always knew I loved aesthetics, and my plan was always I was going to try it out. If I was good at it, I was going to continue. And that's kind of what I did after residency. So about 4 years ago, I trained with some plastic surgeons and I started doing it. I was doing it on the side while working at a clinic, and I just loved it, and the results were turning out pretty nice. And I started doing more of that.
So to my understanding, there is no residency directly for aesthetics. So kind of how did you, like after you got out of school, did you just find a trainer to kind of help you get more specialized in it? Or tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so a couple of my friends who are big plastic surgeons in LA trained me. Other injectors who are also very well trained also trained me. Residency-wise, if you're doing dermatology or plastic surgery, you get more exposure. But when I was in residency, I did a couple of rotations in dermatology. That helped me get some exposure. But honestly, most of the training is CME classes. So you train with people who are good at what they do. And you either get better than them or maybe as good, hopefully. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Now I see that you went to Baylor and Houston. What made you kind of make the transition over to the mega hub of South Florida?
I did about 6 months of training in my medical school in Miami, and I just loved Miami, and I knew I was going to come back. Yeah, Houston was great. Baylor was amazing training, but I just love Miami.
Okay, great. Yeah, Miami is the best. The beaches, the sunny weather. I used to live in Houston myself. I couldn't imagine not living here.
Houston's a good city. Miami, I just fit in the culture, even though I'm not Latin. You know, Arabs, Latin, everybody here. Everybody's just friendly. I just like it.
That's great. Now, you started your own business down here in South Florida. What are some of the challenges that you experienced in starting a new aesthetic practice with all this competition and things of that nature?
I mean, I kind of built up a clientele on the side while working and having an income. Most entrepreneurs do that. You know, I had one day I was injecting, in my pretty much apartment, and one day I had like 9 people come up, and that's when I decided that I think I'm ready to go and do it on my own. Yeah.
And that's great too, because then you actually know when it's time, like when when you have that demand to really open.
Exactly.
You don't want it to open and no one's really coming through the door and things of that nature.
Yeah, I mean, most people, or maybe not most people, but a lot of people open up a business and spend $1 million just building up the clinic and marketing and all this stuff, and they haven't made any money. We literally opened, 2 rooms, small, half the furniture was donated. We changed it now, and yeah. And I was doing a couple of jobs on the side in the beginning too, so I was only here like 2 or 3 days a week.
Do you feel as though social media played a big role in building your business?
Yeah, my clients were probably 70% social media.
Wow.
Or maybe 50 to 70%, and the rest word of mouth, which is also through social media. Only recently I started doing, Google stuff, which is not even ads, just, the clinic's name on Google got better ratings, but yeah.
Amazing, wow. So social media really has opened the doors. It's amazing.
Yeah, social media, word of mouth, that's it. That's good.
Okay, perfect. So I always talk to a little bit of MDs as I'm recruiting and things like that. Is it profitable for MD to go into the aesthetic industry versus any other industry you might get in doing your residency?
I mean, it's definitely profitable, but also you have a very high overhead with product, staff, stuff like that, training. You could probably make more in aesthetics versus seeing patients that you're billing insurance through. but I don't think going into it for the money is a good reason, because you can make more money doing other things. Yeah.
What I guess what were the reasons that attracted you most to this industry?
It was just like more fun. I still love medical, and I do medical still. Probably about 20 to 30% of my, patients are medical.
Yeah.
And I still love it. It's just I don't want to hear people complaining all day. That's bad to say it, but
no,
aesthetics is fun. You have fun clients. They're friendly. I would say about 95% are happy. The other 5% difficult. But overall, everybody's happy if you do a good job. Yeah.
Now I know you're really big on preventative medicine. That's kind of your strategy. Now I know you say you've seen a lot of clients besides aesthetic clients. What is your approach, I guess, really to talk to clients that kind of focus on that preventative measure?
Yeah, I mean, with regards to preventative medicine, it's how motivated they are. Yeah, so if they want to make a change in their life, they'll make a change. If not, I mean, I can give them some pills and stuff, but it's not going to change a lot.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I've had like a lot of diabetics with hemoglobin A1C of like 13 and down to 6, which is huge. It just means their blood sugar is better controlled now, and a lot of it is through them changing their lifestyle.
Nice.
Yeah.
What other treatments or what other I would say things do you focus on in your clinic besides aesthetics?
We do some medical clearances for a couple of big plastic surgeons in the city. So if people are getting surgeries, they're above a certain age, they need to come see me, and we do an EKG and blood work and make sure they're healthy. Yeah, I do that. I go to some assisted living facilities, and I see geriatric patients, a couple times a month. That's fun too. Old people.
That's a total opposite of the spectrum.
Yeah, it's fun. You see what it looks like if they age and do nothing. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I can understand that. Definitely.
I like a little bit of variety.
Okay. No, I definitely understand. You get both. Mm-hmm. How would you view, I guess, South Florida right now in the aesthetic industry? How do you think it's changing or molding? Do you think it's getting out of control, or do you feel like it's...
I feel like, I don't know if it's just my clients, but we're kind of moving away from the overfilled look.
Yeah.
And more towards a more natural enhancement, which is what I love, and I try to give everybody that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot more people where I'm dissolving their old filler and like, pushing out old filler or whatever. So I like that. But overall, South Florida has a very fake look, and everybody knows that. So when I go to LA for certain events, I have to just like kind of take it easy on the syringe, inject a little less. Yeah.
Which celebrity do you get the most, like, I want to look like this person when they come in? Not you.
If it was me, Jason Momoa.
Definitely.
Just say a little, be maybe 6 inches taller. Girls wise?
Yeah.
I mean, Angelina Jolie, obviously. I don't know. Who do I get? Females? I don't know. They always bring me Instagram photos that are very edited.
Yeah.
And sometimes I know these girls in real life, and I know they don't look like that. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I definitely can understand that. Do you get a lot of men patients now?
Yeah, I do. I actually have a lot of men patients. Yeah.
Are they like their girlfriend brings them in, or do they actually come by themselves?
Some their girlfriend brings them in, or someone has introduced them to the industry, either a friend or a girlfriend or someone. Yeah, some come on their own, some girlfriend brings them in, ex-wife brings them in, I don't know.
Wow.
Boyfriend brings them in.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, awesome. Now, as an MD, I know you worked with different practices before. Mm-hmm. Now, I work with a lot of MPs, PAs sometime to place them inside of practices. What would be some things that you would look for in a great injector to bring on your team?
Obviously, personality is huge, because half of what we do is just how comfortable the client feels with you. Personality, not being like an over filler, like you put too much filler. That's not my style. Not a salesperson. I don't like salespeople. I actually try to sell people out of procedures, and they makes them want it more, I guess, which I don't mean to do. But if you don't need it, I'll tell you don't need it, and I'll like not do it unless you like insist, and it's not dangerous. Then I'll do it. But yeah, someone who's kind of has a good personality and an eye for beauty and a steady hand. Because really, you can get trained by the best people in the world, but if you don't have an eye for beauty, or your definition of beauty is not what most people think is beautiful, then you have an issue.
Have you ever had to turn away, I guess, a patient like that had like dysmorphia or?
All the time, yeah. All the time.
Yeah.
I'll tell them they're crazy, nicely.
Like, no, I'm not gonna, because it is your reputation though when they walk out in the street and things of that nature. So I guess it really does depend on the provider to really tell them, hey, it's enough.
I'm pretty easygoing, but certain people I'm just like, that's too much now. Gets to a point. But most of them listen to me, because I'm reasonable. So.
As a medical director, or when you work with different clinics, what would be some things that you would tell other, because I talked to some MDs and they're like, hey, I want to become a medical director, hey, I want to work for this practice, but they have many concerns. What would be some things
I would only do it if I trusted the practice and I trusted the injectors.
Gotcha.
Because it's my license that's on the line.
Okay.
Yeah. And obviously make sure they have malpractice and everything is done properly.
Do you have to oversee or be there a lot, or is it?
No, they call you if they need you. Some of them are better than me. Like Lamore, I'll give her credit.
Amazing, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you do continuous education, go to programs or things like that?
Yeah, we do conferences whenever there's conferences. We're always learning, literally always learning. If I do a procedure a certain way, maybe 1 out of 10, the results are not as good as I want them to be. I'll research the procedure and see what I could do to make it better. Yeah, always.
Wow, amazing. Putting that extra time in to really give the best results.
Yeah, I mean, you're constantly learning. It's never going to stop, apparently.
I know there's new stuff that comes out all the time in technologies in the aesthetic industry. What are some new things that you're using right now that are hot?
I'm kind of old school.
Yeah.
So I like what I like, and I don't change it unless I find a reason to. So when Juvo came out, everybody was excited about it. I like to wait and see how things do before I rush to the new things, because whatever I'm doing is working. So I don't like to change it unless I'm going to find something that's better than it. Yeah.
I can agree with that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You give them really the best results and not doing anything that's risky.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, keeping it simple is the best sometimes. If I can't do it, I'm just going to be like, this is something I can't do. You can find someone else or do surgery.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any conferences you would suggest or any trainings that are really valuable to the aesthetic community?
I don't know of any specific conferences that are great, but watching videos online constantly, going to certain injectors who are very good, and shadowing them for a couple of days, training with them. So if someone's very good at lip fillers, go learn with them. Someone's really good at cheeks, go learn with them. Stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome. So I know social media is booming right now. Who are some people that you may follow on there that are, like you said, great at their technique, really practice, and you admire them or respect them?
I mean, Dr. Bentali, obviously, he's my friend.
Yes.
I watch his stuff all the time. I learn from him. Lamore, Beauty Bay, I learn from her. There's a lot of good stuff online. But yeah, those are my main two people that I look up to and learn from.
Great.
I watch a lot of YouTube if I need to learn stuff. Or not even learn stuff, more like, let's see what this person has to say. Dr. Tim Pierce? I think, he's very good. He's from Europe. Julie Horns, of course. She's great at lips. I went to one of her classes, learned from her. Yeah.
Nice. Now that you just mentioned that, how would you view kind of like the UK, I guess, or overseas versus like American aesthetics? Do you feel like they're way ahead? Do you feel like their technique?
I can't tell if they overfill or more natural, because it depends. It's kind of like here. It depends who the injector is, and yeah, it really depends. Because a lot of companies in the UK, you look at their work and these girls have huge lips and everything looks super artificial. Also, pictures are pictures. You can't really tell if that's really what they look like in real life. And sometimes, for example, all the Russian lips that we see, they look great immediately after, but then some of this filler they use is very thick and it ends up migrating and looks weird in a couple weeks. So yeah. So you gotta just be careful with pictures, and it's very easy to edit photos.
Yeah.
That's why most of my business, honestly, I don't have a lot of before and afters, and I don't really care for them. I should post more before and afters, but most of my business is continuous people. People come one time and they keep coming, or they send their friends. Yeah, that's really how I do it mostly.
And that's honestly, I feel like the best approach though. If someone's really just referring you people, then they obviously they really trust
Yeah,
you.
because
and
if you're
trust
not
you.
good and you're marketing all over social media, you're gonna get a lot of new people, but they're not gonna stay. You got to be in the reorder business, which we are.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point, actually. Yeah. What are some things you do for your patients, I guess, that really gives them that golden touch?
I don't know. I think I'm just nice to them. I don't know. I have a non-threatening voice.
Yeah.
And I give them good results. I give them what they want.
Yeah.
90% of the time or more. It's not like, okay, I'm only going to do your face a certain way. I'm going to ask you what you want and what you think looks good, and I'm going to give you that. Yeah.
Great. So really attention to detail.
Yeah. And it's more like, because you can think something's beautiful and I disagree, but if you think it's beautiful, what do I care? I'm not going to be the one looking at your face all day.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, speaking of the UK, I did see that they doing filler now on the genital area.
Yeah,
that's a huge thing, and it's coming. Would you ever try something like that here, or have you tried it before?
I think I would rather inject women's faces than men's penises.
I can definitely understand that. I can definitely.
But it's good because you use like 1 million syringes and you make a lot of money. But yeah, it's not really. I want to do something I enjoy. It's not really about making more money.
I can definitely.
I'll hire someone who injects penises, but I don't want to do it.
Okay. Big business.
Yeah, it is big in Miami. Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're injecting feet too. Apparently.
Really? I did not know that.
You can inject everything. I inject earlobes. That I don't mind. It's kind of fun. It's simple.
Nice. So filler can actually go majority of the places on your body.
Literally, yeah. I mean, I do a lot of noses. I like doing noses a lot. I like doing lips. I do a lot of under eyes, cheeks, jawline, pretty much everything. But yeah, you can inject filler anywhere.
Now, every time I talk to a provider, they always say like the nose is so serious. Like a lot of them don't do it. How do you feel about that? Or what's your thoughts on?
I try to be the safest, very safe when I inject the nose because it does have a lot of blood supply. Most of the blood supply is on the side of the nose. It goes up to the eye, and that's why we're worried about blindness.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very rare, and I always aspirate before I inject, so I make sure I'm not in a blood vessel. But yeah, try to be safe. And I inject very little in the nose. I don't put a lot of filler in there. And I do a touch-up in 1 month, so I would rather inject less, see them in 1 month, and then do a little more.
Are you more like Galderma, Allergan, or MERS type of guy?
I do everything. Yeah, I do everything pretty much. Don't do a lot of MERS. Yeah.
Is there a product that works better, or do you feel like they're all?
I mean, I love Botox. I use a lot of Dysport. Yeah. It honestly depends on the person. It depends on the area you're injecting. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me, talking a little bit more about the aesthetic industry and your practice. Tell everybody where they can find you if they would like to use your services and where they can see you on Instagram.
Yeah, for sure. We are located in Brickell in the Infinity Tower. My Instagram is @dr.hamadiya, HAMADIYA, and the address is on there. Dr. Hamadiya, you can Google me.
Amazing. Well, thank you, and until next time, goodbye.
Thank you.